His name was Abe no Yasuna, a 10th century nobleman walking through Shinoda Forest when he found hunters cornering a beautiful white fox. The creature's intelligent eyes moved him deeply, and he fought them off, saving its life but suffering wounds that left him bleeding beneath ancient trees. As he recovered at home, a stunning woman named Kuzunoha appeared at his door. Her otherworldly beauty, moonlight skin, eyes holding centuries of depth captivated him. She nursed him with mysterious remedies, and they fell deeply in love. Their courtship bloomed through poetry exchanges, moonlit walks, and her haunting melodies that called to something wild within his soul. They married with both Buddhist and Shinto blessings, living in pure happiness. Kuzunoha proved incredibly wise, helping Yasuna navigate imperial court politics. Their joy multiplied after their son's birth, a child whose unusual intelligence made flowers bloom brighter with his laughter. But peace built on secrets cannot last. One afternoon, their son glimpsed a white furry tail beneath his mother's silk robes. That evening, her reflection in a bronze mirror showed not a woman's face, but a fox with pointed ears and delicate snout. Terrified and confused, the child told his father. Heartbroken but bound by supernatural law, Kuzunoha knew discovery meant departure. Before vanishing into the forest where Yasuna had first saved her, she left a farewell poem on a paper screen. "If you think of me, my love, come seek me in the forests of Shinoda, and you will find a leaf of kudzu." Her shadow cast the clear silhouette of her true fox form. Their son, Abe no Saimai, would become Japan's most famous Onmyoto practitioner, inheriting incredible power from his supernatural mother. This legendary fox wife tale introduces Japan's most captivating supernatural beings, the Kitsune. They are divine messengers and demonic tricksters, loyal lovers and terrifying monsters, wise guardians and cunning deceivers. From ancient shrine guardians to modern anime battles, the supernatural fox has fascinated people for over a millennium. How did this creature become so powerful and beloved? How did a forest animal transform into one of the world's most recognized supernatural beings? And why does its legend not just survive, but thrive across generations? Kitsune origins lie in ancient Japan's agricultural heart. Before today's metropolises, life moved to rice-planting rhythms in small villages surrounded by mirror-like paddies. Foxes lived at settlement edges, inhabiting the twilight between human cultivation and wild forests. This proximity bred paradoxical relationships. Foxes were clever pests, raiding chicken coops and stealing grain, leaving only paw prints and wild musk as evidence. Yet they were crucial allies, consuming hundreds of crop-destroying rats and mice per season. They were the unsung harvest protectors, determining prosperity or starvation for entire communities. This practical guardian role blossomed spiritually through Shinto beliefs finding sacred meaning in nature. Their harvest importance forever linked them to Inari Okami, deity of rice, fertility, sake, agriculture, industry, and worldly success. Inari's overwhelming importance is reflected in over 30,000 dedicated shrines, more than a third of all Shinto shrines in Japan. At these Inari shrines' entrances stand not typical Kamenu lion-dog guardians, but fox statues. Stone kitsune pairs, often wearing red votive bibs from grateful worshippers, serve as sacred messengers and spiritual intermediaries of great Inari. Originally distinct as Inari's servants carrying prayers between human and divine realms, the line between God and fox messengers gradually blurred. In some regions, Inari came to be depicted as a great fox itself. White foxes especially symbolize divine favor, spiritual purity, and power to ward off evil while bringing prosperity. But Japanese fox beliefs didn't develop in isolation. Chinese Huli-Jing tales of masterful shapeshifters, seductresses, and illusion wielders traveled along trade routes with Buddhism and Confucianism. These often featured morally ambiguous or malevolent spirits bewitching emperors and toppling dynasties. When darker Chinese fox stories merged with Japan's native fox reverence, they synthesized into something new, being simultaneously sacred and dangerous, divine and demonic. This duality became essential Kitsune identity, creating yokai existing in liminal spaces between human and spirit worlds with their own agency, motivations, and moral complexity. Kitsune is simply Japanese for red fox, but in folklore represents supernatural beings whose power rivals gods themselves. These creatures possess lifespans stretching over 1,000 years, accumulating wisdom through centuries of observation and mastering both worldly knowledge and supernatural arts. Their growing power manifests through additional tails. Regular foxes have one tail, but supernatural foxes developing abilities after 50 to 100 years grow more tails as external power markers. 3 or 4 tails mark considerable supernatural ability. 5 or 6 tails command respect and caution. 7 and 8-tailed kitsune are rare and formidable. The pinnacle is 9 tails. Kyubi no kitsune represent godlike power and wisdom. Their fur transforms from reddish-brown to brilliant white or gold, symbolizing near-divine ascension. These ancient beings possess infinite wisdom, worldwide awareness, and power rivaling greatest deities. Kitsune abilities are impressive and frightening. After 100 years, they master shapeshifting, typically choosing beautiful young women forms, though skilled ones can become anyone or anything. They're masters of mental manipulation and illusion, creating false environments, invading dreams, planting false memories, and driving victims to madness. Kitsunetsuki, fox possession, involves malevolent spirits controlling human bodies, historically explaining what might today be recognized as mental illness. Kitsunebi or foxfire manifests as mysterious blue, white, or gold flames leading travelers astray or serving as spiritual weapons. Powerful kitsune possess flight, invisibility, weather manipulation, animal control, precognition, and space-time bending abilities. 9-tailed foxes approach omnipotence within their domains. This power channels through 2 paths representing fundamental duality. Zenko, good foxes, serve as divine messengers with white or golden fur, helping humans, protecting the faithful, ensuring harvests, and maintaining supernatural balance. Yako or Najitsun, field foxes, are independent chaos agents following only personal desires. They might play harmless pranks or engage in genuine malevolence, feeding on human life force and destroying families for entertainment. This duality, the same beings capable of divine service and demonic destruction, makes kitsune psychologically complex, not simply good or evil, but free-willed entities of immense power, choosing their path based on individual nature and motivation. Kitsune's incredible abilities and moral duality provided Japanese storytellers with inexhaustible material. Fox Wife stories like Kuzunoha's represent beloved narratives following consistent patterns. Kitsune takes human form after receiving kindness, becomes an ideal wife with beauty and wisdom, produces gifted children, but must leave when her true nature is revealed. These marriages are idyllic, filled with prosperity, happiness, and deep love. The tragic element makes them poignant. Supernatural laws compel departure once identity is exposed. Fox wives abandon beloved husbands and children, who often grow up to become famous scholars or spiritual practitioners, their supernatural heritage manifesting as unusual wisdom. But for every loving fox wife exists a monstrous counterpart. Tamemonome represents the absolute pinnacle of malevolent fox power, earning position among Japan's 3 terrible yokai. Her legend spans centuries and continents, beginning in ancient China as Daji, the cruel concubine who manipulated King Zhou toward brutal policies, leading to dynasty collapse. After fleeing China's chaos, she reappeared in India as Lady Kao, causing a king to execute 1,000 innocent men. Finally arriving in 12th century Japan as Tamemonome, she infiltrated Emperor Kono's court with peerless beauty and infinite knowledge, captivating everyone while slowly draining the emperor's life force through mysterious illness. When Onmyoto master Abe no Yasuchika discovered her true nature through divination, Tamemonome's facade dropped, revealing a massive golden 9-tailed fox with burning coal eyes. She fled the capital, pursued by warriors Kazusanosuk and Miuranosuk across Japan to Nasu Plains. After an epic battle, Miuranosuk's sacred arrow mortally wounded the great fox. Her malevolence was so profound that even death couldn't destroy her influence. Her spirit infused a volcanic rock, creating the Seshoseki or killing stone, that released poisonous gases killing everything nearby. For centuries, the killing stone remained a supernatural danger until 14th century Buddhist monk Geno performed elaborate exorcism, convincing Tamemonome's spirit to release hatred and find peace. The contrast between sacrificial Kuzunoha and destructive Tamemonome illustrates the complete spectrum of kitsune nature, creating fascination and terror about beings capable of both profound love and absolute evil. This ambiguity created practical problems. How could people identify potentially dangerous shapeshifters? Folklore developed comprehensive detection methods, supernatural field guides for identifying hidden kitsune. The most reliable indicator was the tail, potentially visible during distraction, emotion, or relaxation. Their instinctual fear of dogs provided another test. Even powerful foxes would panic at dogs' approach. Reflections in water, mirrors, or polished metal revealed true forms despite human appearance. Shadows might cast fox silhouettes regardless of projected shape. These weren't just story elements, but systematic ways for people to understand and cope with supernatural dangers, giving agency and protection in a world where powerful beings might wear human faces while harboring non-human motivations. The kitsune's incredible staying power across more than a millennium lies in its profound duality. Unlike clearly good or evil supernatural beings, kitsune embodies contradiction and complexity. Divine messenger or demonic trickster, loyal wife or seductive monster. This moral ambiguity makes them among the most psychologically sophisticated and paradoxically human of all supernatural beings. We recognize the same contradictions in ourselves, capacity for both selfless love and petty cruelty, wisdom and foolishness existing simultaneously. Kitsune's complex nature reflects our internal contradictions, the constant tension between better angels and destructive impulses, recognizing that good and evil lines often run through individual hearts rather than between different people. Kitsune represents profound human desires for transformation and transcendence. Their shape-shifting abilities speak to our deepest wishes for change, escaping current limitations, becoming more than we are, inhabiting different possibilities. Fox spirit stories encourage questioning surface appearances, seeking hidden truths, and accepting that reality might be far more flexible and mysterious than initially apparent. The kitsune's temporal journey mirrors Japan's remarkable cultural evolution. From agricultural spirits tied to rice paddies and village shrines, they've transformed into flexible, universally recognizable symbols working equally well in ancient folktales and cutting-edge anime. This adaptability reflects Japan's ability to honor tradition while embracing innovation, maintaining cultural identity while engaging global influences. Kitsune has become more than supernatural being. It's evolved into cultural ambassador, carrying Japanese folklore depth to worldwide audiences. Through anime, manga, video games, and modern media, the clever fox continues introducing new generations to rich Japanese mythology, ensuring these ancient stories remain alive, relevant, and constantly evolving. Whether encountered as sacred white shrine guardians, tragic Kuzunoha sacrificing happiness for love, terrifying destroyer Tamamonome, or countless modern interpretations, Kitsune remains potent and endlessly fascinating. It testifies to great storytelling's power to transcend cultural boundaries and historical periods, creating meaning resonating across centuries and continents. The clever fox has been playing tricks on human imagination for over 1,000 years, and its magic shows no signs of diminishing. In a world demanding simple answers and clear moral categories, Kitsune reminds us that the most interesting truths are complex, the most powerful stories embrace contradiction, and the boundary between reality and illusion might be far thinner than we imagine. As long as humans grapple with questions of identity, transformation, morality, and reality's nature, the nine-tailed fox will continue captivating us with ancient wisdom and timeless mystery.